What's up, YouTube? Welcome to tonight's video. Got another long overdue CD collection update. Haven't done a video of this kind in a long time. And, of course, this is not the biggest stack of CDs in the world. I think the last time I did a video like this, there were only like 25 or 26 albums in total that I featured. Because I don't have the time right now to do a full collection update. That will not be forthcoming for a while. But we got the entire collection over here. For the rest of it. We got even some more CDs over here, too. Rascal Flatts. So, not going to waste too much of your time. I think this is my first time actually getting to film with my new phone, which I hope it films in HD. You're getting me in real time, guys. This shit looks so grainy. Oh my fucking god. It's like I'm coming at you in 1997. But, let's get right along. So, we begin with Three Doors Down, the greatest hits. Picked this up at Walmart for $5. I had always wanted to get my hands on this just because, I like Three Doors Down. I like a lot of their hits, and I could never find an individual album that I liked from them in stores. I can only find some of the newer stuff that I'm not too big of a fan of. But I would always see this in Walmart for like $7, $9, and when it got bumped down to $5, I was like, now it's time to pick it up. And got all the hits on here: Kryptonite, When I'm Gone, Here Without You, It's Not My Time, Let Me Go. And even some of the bonus tracks that were recorded for this album are pretty nice too. So, happy I picked that up. The Backstreet Boys. My coworker gave me this for absolutely free. That's the only reason it's in my collection. So, I had to suffer through these guys with my sisters in the late 90s, early 2000s. But truth be told, Backstreet Boys are actually pretty talented dudes. So, they just got nominated for a Grammy too. So, good job for them. We have the Black Keys. El Camino picked this up at FYE because they had this copy brand new for $5 and a used copy for $10. So, picked the new copy up for much cheaper. So, idiots. Then the Black Keys Turn Blue. Got some trippiness right here. And again, the quality of my camera, at least from my perspective, is like so grainy. So, combine that with this like trippy artwork, I'm probably giving someone a seizure out there, so I'm so sorry. I got this at Family Dollar for like $6, and it's a pretty solid listen. Then we get into some Warped Tour pickups, which was so long ago. A lot of these pickups are from a while ago, but I haven't gotten a chance to do a video like this in a while, so we're just getting around to it now. So, Blessed to Fall, Hard Feelings, really surprisingly good album. I didn't think they'd be able to top Hollow Bodies or even To Those Left Behind, which are their last two albums. And I'm still on the fence if I believe that this album does that, but it's a really great listen. Feeling Low is one of my favorite songs I've ever recorded. Cutthroat's another good one. I'm Over Being Underrated is another solid cut. Does it top Hollow Bodies? No. To Those Left Behind? Not really, but I think it competes with His Last Walk and some of their earliest stuff. So, really solid listen. Then we have Carrie Underwood, Cry Pretty, one of my favorite albums of the year, one of my favorite country albums of the last couple of years. Another album I was really surprised by. I was not expecting to walk from my house to Walmart and paying $12 and change for this album, but I did, and I'm glad I did because I'm finally coming around to actually giving Carrie the time and listen and attention she deserves, because she's one of the best in Nashville. She's got an incredible voice, obviously, and I've always been a fan. Like, I've always loved the hits on the radio and stuff, but I've never, like, really sought out her discography, like the deep cuts on the albums and stuff. So this is my first chance actually doing that, and see what we got on here. Ghost on the Stereo, Drinking Alone, Spinning Bottles. So those are some of my favorites off of this album, and it's a really solid listen. It's got a poppier country bent to it, like a poppier take on modern country, but not in the same vein as what's on the radio today. I think recent years have yielded some great results in this kind of country, like Casey Musgrave's Golden Hour, which just came out this year, just got nominated for a Grammy. That's another one of my favorite albums of this year. Maren Morris's Hero from a couple years ago. I feel like, especially when the women in country, when they don't go full pop and they don't let that hijack the overall composition. I feel like when they sprinkle it in a little bit, and Carrie did produce this entirely by herself, or almost entirely by herself, so it was a nice step in that direction for her. But I feel like when they embark upon this, it yields great results, and Carrie did not disappoint either. So then we have Church's Love Is Dead. This came out a while ago. I got it a while ago. Got it like the week it came out, and the worthy follow-up to Every Open Eye. let's see, Graffiti, Get Out, Miracle. Those are some of my favorites on here. Uh, doesn't live up to some of the bangers like Leave a Trace and Empty Threat off of Every Open Eye, but it's still a very solid listen, a very worthy follow up. And Lauren Mayberry is my goddess. I love her. Then we have Counterparts, You're Not You Anymore, one of the sexiest bands going today. Loved their album Tragedy Will Find Us, and in the same vein with Churches, this is a worthy follow up to its predecessor. Got it for $5 at Warped Tour, which I was very happy about because can't find it in stores, and if I do find it, like FYE, it's gonna be like $13 plus and change plus tax. So steal video right here, and it's a very solid listen. Having a lot of fun listening to that. Then we have Daughtry, Cage to Rattle. Not only do I have this, I got it on the day it came out, and it was only like $10. So, and it's actually a pretty solid listen too. Let's see, Deep End, Death of Me, Bad Habits, White Flag are a couple of pretty nice, songs. White Flag, in particular, the song that closes out the album, that marks the return of like the bombastic guitars and the drums, and it's still really poppy, and it's oh shit, did y'all see? Look what happened! Did y'all see that? Oh my god, I'm so sorry you guys had to see that. Oh my god. You can tell I don't plan these videos too well. It's definitely got that adult contemporary, like adult pop sound to it. Like it's screaming adult top 40, but it's well done. I mean, I have always liked Daughtry, so it's not as incredible as their first two albums, especially the self-titled from 2006. That was one of my childhood favorites, but this one is a pretty underrated listen. Like the song White End that closes out the album marks return, not totally with the instrumentals, but it marks return of that pop and that spank to it and that just bombastic grit with the drums and the guitars, and it's very loud, very poignant, and it's good stuff. Then we have Drew Baldridge, Dirt on Us, got this signed. I saw him, he did a free show in Wilkes-Barre, and I went that with Matt Boone 1115, go subscribe to him, and his girlfriend Amanda. Got front row seats to a free show he played in Wilkes-Barre, got to meet him afterwards, bought a copy of this, and he's a great, talented, up-and-coming country music singer. Go check him out. He deserves praise, he deserves attention, and he unfortunately hasn't gotten a lot of hits on the radio. And when I say hits, I mean plays. Like, he doesn't have any singles that were hits, but he just doesn't get a lot of airplay in general. So, moving on, we got Eve 6 Horoscope, another CD that my coworker gave me for free, along with the Backstreet Boys. He gave me a lot of CDs for free. He gave me a copy of Ocean Avenue by Yellowcard, which I already had. He gave me a couple others that we appear here because he's such a nice dude, and he said he has tons of CDs that he has no use for, so I'll be happy to raid that treasury. This is a decent album. Then we have The Fall of Troy Doppelganger, one of my favorite pickups in this entire, out of all this stack here. And I got it at Warped Tour this year, and I am only $5. I'm so happy I did. The song FCP Remix. I forget what the original song title is, like the letters, the initials in the original song title, because this is a remix of a song that they previously recorded. But the remix version that appears on this album was in MLB 2K6 and Guitar Hero 3, two of my favorite childhood video games. So I got to hear that song a lot when I was a kid. So that is what inspired me to pick up this album, and the rest of the album itself is really great. A little taste of nostalgia. So I was so happy that when I went to Warped Tour, picked this up at the Epitaph or Equal Vision Records tent, and I got to re-engage, reconnect with some of my favorite video games from my childhood. So, Linkin Park Meteora, got this for $5. It's a fantastic album. Rest in peace, Chester. Panic at the Disco, Death of a Bachelor. Was very tempted to get this when it first came out, early 2016, and a few weeks ago I saw it had just been bumped down at Walmart to $7. So I decided to pick it up, take advantage of that discounted price, and it's a pretty solid listen. I like what are some of this? Like the title track is really great. Don't Threaten Me with a Good Time, Emperor's New Clothes, L.A. Devotee, and Golden Days are probably my two favorites on the album. Those are some of the best Panic at the Disco songs you could find. The second after, Treadmill at the Finish Line, $5 EP. Got this at Warped Tour. So if you've been to Warped Tour, you probably know that there are some of the local bands, some of the newer up-and-coming bands that either are playing Warped Tour on one of the smaller stages or not playing at all. they will, when you're waiting in the line to get into the venue, they will harass the fuck out of you to listen to their music and buy their music. I had, just this past year, my very last Warped Tour, I had one dude come over, sign his disc that he had with a Sharpie, and he's like, hey man, I got you covered with an autograph, just give me a donation. And I was like, no thanks. And then 5 minutes later, he goes back like, hey man, I got your donation, for a donation, got your music covered right here. I was like, you already asked me. So these guys asked me if I would listen to their music before I decided to buy it, and I did, and they're a great pop punk band. So I decided, you know what the hell, they seemed like decent dudes, and I gave them $5, and I picked up the EP. It's a pretty solid listen, and their whole shtick was they were following Warped Tour the whole summer, but then they ended up playing a few dates of Warped Tour this year on some of the like lower stages. So decent band. It was like the one time I would actually give some of these bands the time of day, because I will miss Warped Tour dearly, but one little thing I will not miss is those local bands, those up-and-comers. And, like, I understand the struggle. Like, I'm trying to become a musician myself. I know people like Granger Smith and country music are trying so hard to claw their way up to the top. I understand how hard it is to, like, fight to get recognition, but it's like I'm waiting in line for 2 hours in the blazing hot sun so I can go listen to fucking State Champs and Ice Night Kills. I do not need to hear your shitty music and have you ask me for a donation. What really set me off was this dude was like, he walked away, and then 5 minutes later, he goes up and asks me again. Like, what the hell? So, they're a decent band, though. Simple Plan, still not getting any. Another one my coworker gave me, because he is a huge Simple Plan fan. Again, he had no use for it. There's a DVD that comes with this, too, and nice early to mid-2000s pop punk, so Simple Plan is a bit hated nowadays because, I mean, they're still kicking it and they're still acting like they're in their early 20s when they're like in their late 30s, early 40s. Soundgarden, super known. This album is fucking phenomenal. State Champs, Living Proof. Arguably my album of the year. Got this the day it came out. Such an incredible listen. Doesn't quite top the Finer Things, but it's in the ballpark. It's an incredible album front to back, and it's so many songs. Criminal, Crystal Ball, Dead and Gone, Lightning, Our Time to Go, Safe Haven, Something About You, Mine is Gold. Some of my favorite State Champ songs. I recorded such a sexy band. Sum 41, All Killer No Filler, another pop punk classic that my coworker gave me for free because he's into old school pop punk. He likes this. He likes Simple Plan, Blank. I'm the one who, like, I told him about Yellowcard, and I was like, oh, go check out, they have the song Ocean Avenue, and he heard Ocean Avenue, and he loves it. But I don't think he's sought them out very much. But, yeah, great pop punk classic, and, hey, free tunes, can't see right. And then closing it off with Yellowcard, Lights and Sounds. So, the same day that Matt, Amanda, and I went to go see Drew Baldridge, we went to Musical Energy, which is a record store in Wilkes-Barre, and I was itching to get my hands on some new tunes, check out, some of the local record stores. I was getting kind of burned out by FYE, and even Gallery of Sound for that matter, so tried to check out one of the mom and pop stores. Found this, Needle in the Haystack. They also had the Underdog EP that's like 2002. Like, that was the pre-Ocean Avenue days. They even had the first couple of albums that they released in the late 90s when they were more of like a punk rock band, and Ryan Key wasn't the lead singer. And those albums are like, they're pretty bland, they're not too great, and they're like, what's the word I'm looking for? It's like they're the distant cousin of the Yellowcard catalog. Like, you could omit them from Yellowcard's journey and you wouldn't miss a beat. But I found this for like $7. Really underrated album. Doesn't quite top Ocean Ave or Paper Walls or When You're Through Thinking or even Southern Air for me, but this is still a really incredible album. I love Rough Landing Hallway, the title track, Down in My Head. Some really underrated deep cuts by Yellowcard, so fantastic band. Can't say any bad things about the one and only Yellowcard. So hope you guys enjoyed this video. With that, of course, that is the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed. Smack the like button if you did. Be sure to leave a comment, subscribe, and tap the bell to become part of a notification squad. And we will see you next time. Long live Yellowcard!